to Deputy Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, Right Honorable Austin Opara, and a former Honorable Commissioner for Energy from 2007 to 2008, and also Commissioner for Lands and Survey, former Commissioner for Lands and Survey in Rivers State. It is also more critical. And we are looking at the situation concerning the lawsuit filed by the People's Democratic Party asking for the disqualification of candidates of political parties, alleging that they did not follow INEC regulation. A House of Representative candidate on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, APC, and a former Commissioner for Lands and Survey in Rivers State, Ezemoye Ezekiel Amadi, is with us in the studio. And thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Shegun. Good morning, listeners.
Fantastic. So let us begin with that particular case. And, Dike Udena, who is the lawyer to the People's Democratic Party, has said that the right thing was not done in the primaries. And he spoke, we even have his voice in the news because he was in court yesterday, and saying many political parties, including yours, did not follow the guideline of INEC in the conduct of their primaries. You are a lawyer, and you should know. So talk to us. What exactly did you guys miss in the conduct of that primaries?
Well, Shegun, the truth is that Dike Udena does not have the kind of facts that should support his claim that the APC did not produce her candidates from valid primaries and congresses. He doesn't have the facts that will support that claim. And part of what I will do here this morning is to present the facts to you.
Fantastic.
Yes, I'll present the facts to you so that you can be the judge in this matter. Now, if you look at the Electoral Act 2022, from page 1 to page whatever, there is nowhere there in that law that INEC is mandated to either observe or monitor the congresses, the world congresses of the parties when those congresses are meant actually to produce the delegates that will vote at the indirect primaries. There is nowhere in that law. There is nowhere. Now, what the law requires is that the party gives INEC a 21 days notice. And failure to give that notice is what invalidates the Congress. Is what invalidates the Congress. That's section 82 of the Act. Now, when you come to section 84, now let me go back to section 82. Now, section 82 lists the business of the day, which that Congress, the conference, a meeting of the party, the business, the agenda items, which those events should have to make INEC come to observe. And those things listed, one, if there is going to be a merger between the party and any other party, if the conference, the meeting, or the convention or whatever is supposed to elect the executives of the party and its other governing bodies, or if that convention or congress or meeting is supposed to elect candidates of the party in the general elections. So there is nowhere it includes congresses at the wards to elect 5 delegates, because that is an internal business of the party. Now, when you come to section 84, the word monitor is used. And this time around, it's not talking about the Congress or convention. It's talking about primary.
Okay.
So INEC must monitor the primary of the party, wherein the candidates of the party in the election will be chosen. Now, when I mean we, the All Progressives Congress gave the notice to INEC. And by that, it has fulfilled that responsibility, that obligation on her part, okay, under the Act. The notice was given. Now, secondly, INEC monitored the primary. This is on. It's on. Most of those primaries were conducted live on TV. Okay, so the INEC officials were all there present for the primaries. Now, for the congresses, notice was given by the party to INEC, which is why if you in the report which INEC wrote, okay, after the congresses, the report which INEC wrote after the congresses, is that in some local governments, in Emoha, in Boni, in Degema, and Abua Odwa, there were no issues. Now, in Ikwere LGA, which concerns me, INEC wrote a report that they monitored, they observed the congresses in half of the LGA. I think about 6 or 7 wards of the LGA. And that in the other 6 wards or so, that before they arrived, that the congresses were done. Now, if INEC monitored the congresses in some local governments and did not, in some wards, and did not monitor in some wards, does that not say that the party did what it was supposed to do to INEC, which is to give the notice? Because it is the notice that moved INEC to go and monitor and to go and observe the world congresses in the places they observe. It is also the notice that made INEC monitor the primaries, which they monitored. So on what basis is Dike Udenna and his clients, on what basis are they claiming that the candidates of the APC are not valid candidates because they were not produced by valid congresses and the primaries? Shegun, the truth is this. The truth is this. Those guys, the PDP, the party has turned itself to the provost marshal of our democracy, and that's wrong.
But again, if you say so, I also know that there is an aspect of the Electoral Act which also allow political parties to report cases of other political parties who have not followed you. Because though you said you've done the right thing, according to the guideline of INEC, and the reason why we're looking into all of this is because of the statement made by Dike Udenna. Otherwise, I would have said this matter is in court.
Yeah, he's the one who raised this issue.
Exactly.
Oh, good, yeah.
Exactly, Mapa. We would have said this matter is in court. We should allow the court process to take place. But again, we are a little bit concerned by the petition which you wrote. You are a lawyer, and you've written a petition, and I'm going to read part of your petition. In that petition, you said, "My Lord, I am one of the purportedly sued as a 12th defendant in the above-named suit." And talking about that particular suit, we're talking about suit number FHC/PH/CS/127/22, filed by the People's Democratic Party, accusing APC of not complying to the non-provision of Electoral Act. And you said that you're one of the defendant in that, you're one of those,
the 12th
defendant in the above suit or by a party on the second defender, and as it's the candidate for Ikwere Emoha Federal Constituency in the forthcoming election. And you said, "My Lord, I am writing to your exalted office as the administrative judge of the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, to recall the case from Justice S. Dallop Pam and remit same to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court for reassignment to another judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja. I make this request," that's quoting you, "on the following grounds, that the presiding judge has a personal relationship with the governor of Rivers State, Ezewan Nyesom Wike." This is big. And when you accuse a judge...
No, there's nothing bigger about it.
Again, you made this allegation. So tell us, what is that personal relationship that Justice Dallop has with Governor Wike?
I don't know if you were in Nigeria when the FIRS case, the VAT case, was raging. And it was before Justice Pam. It was before Justice Pam. The same legal crew that handled that matter. In fact, I exhibited a copy of the judgment in that VAT case. I exhibited it to my petition. If you look at the appearance, the lawyers who appeared in that matter, the same legal crew with the same captain and the same quartermaster, all of them, nobody missing. It's the same crew that has come to file this matter before Justice Delop Pam. Listen, Shegun, I am a responsible citizen of Nigeria.
And a lawyer.
I am an old lawyer. If you put your ears to the ground in the legal profession, you will get information. I won't be able to say everything on air, what transpired in that VAT matter. I don't want to say everything on air, what transpired in that VAT matter. But based on experience and what I know, it's very clear to me that I will not get judgment in that, I will not get justice in that court. I will not get justice. Now, look at this scenario.
Yeah.
The case filed against the SDP, against the Labour Party, against, well, the Accord.
Yeah, well, Accord, yes.
Accord. All the cases filed against them seeking the same reliefs by the same legal crew, they are all before Justice Pam.
Is there anything wrong in that? Except you are
There's everything wrong.
insinuating...
It is too much of a coincidence to let slip by, because the governor himself, you know, when you're dealing with him and you follow him closely, the things he says, you could get into his heart. He's not a man that you can say, don't say this. Now, social media, I have some of them, some of the posts that he has boasted severally that what happened in 2018 will repeat itself.
That could mean anything. That could mean anything.
It means only one thing.
What does it mean?
What it means is that I am not safe in that particular court based on what I know. He is not a man that says things and, you know, goes home to sleep. You were here some time ago when he boasted that he was behind the removal of the Federal High Court judgment against Governor David Umahi.
Well, a lot of comments have come in after that.
Yes.
Of course, you know, he did not say he said we. We is different from I.
No. He said, if you listen to
I
his
listened
speech,
to it. He said we
in
are.
some places he said we. In some other places he said I. He did.
So
if
are
listen to
you
it again,
insinuating now that the judiciary has been purchased by Governor Wike? Is that what you're saying, Barrister Ezebanye Ezekeme?
Shegun, when you look at the totality of the suit, this suit we're talking about now, when you look at the totality of that suit, okay, and you consider, first of all, that if the complaint of the PDP is about the world congresses, that is an internal business of APC. Secondly, the world congresses took place sometime in May, if I'm not mistaken. This suit was filed on June 30th, way outside the 14 days that they are statutorily allowed to file the suit. So when you look at the totality of this suit, okay, and you look at the people behind it, my brother, I am not going to sit down. I'm not a tree that they would say, we're going to cut you down and it will stand there and be waiting. I will not. Like I said, I know what happens in my environment. I know what happens in my profession. I know what goes on there. And I will not, from what I know, I will not sit down and watch myself being taken back to 2018. No way. Let some other judge. I'm not saying the matter shouldn't be heard in court. No. Okay. All I'm saying is it's within my right as well. All I'm saying is, please, my Lord, recuse yourself from this matter based on what I know. Imagine in an open court where the judge is exchanging pleasantries with a leading counsel and a senior advocate of Nigeria and calling him my friend. The same counsel who was in the VAT matter, the same counsel who is prosecuting the former governor, Chibuike Amechi, in the High Court, the same counsel, and is the friend to the judge before whom that I have been brought for election matter.
Barrister Ismail, this is an indictment on Justice Dalom.
It's not an indictment.
Yes.
It's not an indictment. I'm saying that these are things that I know. Well, okay, if it's an indictment, then the best thing to do, the honorable thing to do, is to hands off my matter. It's as simple as that.
Okay, right now you have written, you have sent a petition to the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt. Again, what makes you so sure that your petition will be given heed to? I know the case has been adjourned till August. Am I correct?
August 29th. Yes.
August 29th.
Yes.
So how are you so sure that yes? Because by now you should be talking to your people on PVC, and campaigning will start very soon. And we have just some couple of months ago. But don't you think, one, this is an unnecessary distraction for you, and secondly, how confident are you that we will have another judge assign this matter?
Well, like you said, and like you know, I'm happy you know that one. The aim, one of the aims of the suit is also naturally to distract everybody else. Okay. Now they have said they are the king of the jungle. Now the jungle is about to mature, and rather than all of us, okay, come forward with our strength and all the wonderful candidates we have, we're looking for shortcuts. Right? Now, one of the aims of the suit is to distract us. Unfortunately, we have found a way, okay, to multitask. So while we are insisting that the forum must be such that justice must not only be seen to be done, but actually done, we are also meeting up with our electioneering obligations at this point within the confines of the law. Now, if you go out, you will see billboards having the pictures of the governorship candidate of the PDP, and you have vote this, vote at this time. You know, that ordinarily, if it was Accord or APC or Labour Party that did that, they would have run to court.
But why are you not going to court?
Because they are looking for... What?
So why are you not going to court?
We're not going to court because we do not want to gag the democratic space. Let voters have the opportunity to choose their candidates.
You know, Barrister Ezemoye Ezekiel,
yes,
this
please.
is not the first time you're contesting for the House of Reps.
It's the first time.
Okay, this is the first time. But your party, the last election missed out big time.
Yes.
And this is about to happen, and you are talking about...
It will never happen again, Segun. It will never happen again. Never. Let me repeat, never happen again.
But from all the indices we are saying, it might just happen because you are saying things that are wrong, and you're saying you don't want to gag the democratic space.
We don't want to gag the democratic space. We want voters to have a wide variety of candidates to choose from. That will help us enthrone good governance. That will help us deepen our democracy. It's the same people who complain about, oh, there's no internal democracy. They are the ones who are also trying to kill external, let me call it external democracy. You don't always want, if you say you have very good candidates, why don't you go and campaign? Let everybody campaign. Let our people, when you narrow the choice which voters have, how do you complain tomorrow against bad governance? Let the people choose. Look at the astronomical number of registrants for voters registrations. Look at how high the numbers are coming, because people are wanting to choose who should lead them. We shouldn't narrow their choices.
But it is politics after all, Barrister Ezemoye Ezekiel. This is all about politics.
This
is all about politics.
This politics is dangerous to our democracy, Segun, and you too must stand up and say so.
All right. Yes. Stay with us. You're listening to Point Blank, and I'm speaking to Barrister Ezemoye Ezekiel Amadi, a one-on-one with Barrister Ezemoye Ezekiel Amadi. He is a member of the All Progressives Congress, a former commissioner for Lands and Survey in Rivers State, and he is presently gunning for the MOI Ikwere Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. And again, he has filed a very big reservation against Justice Dalop, and he's saying that he will not allow what is about to happen. Now, we just throw open the telephone lines 070-5079-1021 and 081-174-31021. We'll take a couple of calls and we'll be speaking more to Barrister Ezemoye Ezekiel-Amadi. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Commissioner, good morning. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
My name is Cookie Gam Shegu.
Cookie Gam, good morning.
Shegu, please, before I say something about the commissioner, I know that empowerment machine.
Yeah,
the man that empower the money people. Empower Pane, empower Lele, empower money. The whole of the local government, we call him empowerment machine. He's a man on the ground in the local government. A man that will win the local government with one vote, one election started, he has won before one. So having said to Shegu, I want to ask my commissioner 1, 2, or 3 questions. Commissioner.
Yes, sir.
Do you think we can still beat PDP hands down this election coming by 2023? 2, what is our advantage in the election that is coming forth in this election? Because I know you as a man of the people in the local government. Already you are in the green chamber by next year. Nobody will stop you go to the green chamber.
Amen.
Having followed you for this number of while, I know you are a mover of people. The local government is in your hands. So please do everything to see that APC return back in government has to go to the trade. Thank you, Former Commissioner. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. I take this one. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Thomas Isaiah.
Thomas Isaiah, good morning.
I'm calling from Alo.
Good.
Good morning to the Commissioner.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Shehu, I want to contribute by saying that I'm joining the Commissioner to plead that every necessary steps should be taken against the ill attitude by this current government. He rightly said, if you move around Port Harcourt, you will see billboards carrying him, and they are written vote this, vote that. If it were to be a different party, it's going to be a different ballgame, and this is going to be an indictment. So I'm pleading that the Honorable Commissioner finds a way to make sure that we don't experience what happened the last time, because this is our last battle.
All right.
Going to struggle.
All right. Okay, not to allow what happened the last time happen. Thank you so much. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Hello, good morning, Pastor Shegun.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to your guest in the studio, Honorable Ezem.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. We can hear you. Go ahead. Tell us your name, sir.
Yes, my name is Kennedy Friday.
Kennedy Friday, good morning.
And I'm calling and joining you from Abuja.
Thank you, from Abuja.
I listened to Honorable Ezem very, very carefully. And that.
Now, Kennedy Friday, your line is breaking. If you could just move a bit so that we can hear you clearly. Hello? So unfortunately, we didn't. I think we lost Kennedy Friday there. Now, of course, Kennedy Friday is listening to us online. You can listen to us using our app, and you can listen to us by following us on Facebook and as well as YouTube. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Hello, good morning, Shego.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, happy to speak with you again.
Thank you,
and
sir.
I greet your guest in the studio.
Thank you.
Yes.
You too.
Yes, your guest just said something.
Sorry, could you tell us your name, sir? Could you tell us your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Comrade Lethan Barry Sunday, the
Thank you.
president, the time and turn for River Southeast.
Thank you.
Yeah, he said they wrote to INEC, and INEC monitored some of the elections, some of the wards, and some of the wards were not monitored. And we know very well that if INEC failed to monitor your election, be it Congress or delegate election, maybe you failed to have followed the process, or a due procedure was not followed. That was why INEC refused to monitor that part of the election you conducted. Secondly, can he tell me why the Senator Magnus Abe group protested against the delegate election if he says they went through a due process? Because I know them, as far as the leader of APC River State is concerned, what they know best to do is to hijack the process carrying it to Intel.
Well,
That
again,
is what
are you
doing.
asking a question or you're making an allegation? We wanted to clarify.
Yeah, I've asked that question, and I'm trying to tell you one of the reasons why they are, the PDP might have been against their process of conducting elections.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. We would answer that question. I just want to take one more call before we allow Barrister Samoyes Gilamadi to answer. Now, Kennedy Friday is still back from Abuja. Kennedy Friday, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Shegun, and good morning to Honorable Exempt in the studio.
Thank you.
Yeah, I lost you the other time, and I was actually saying that I have listened very carefully to Honorable Exempt, and I see that he feels very strongly about what he came to the studio to talk about this morning. And he has my support to press his case. Of course, it is within the ambit of the law that if you feel that you are not going to get justice for any reason, I know you should apply that a judge will recuse himself. It's a standard practice in the legal profession. But I'm concerned about something that Honorable Exempt said. He said he has noticed what should actually be termed as constituting an infraction of the law, people campaigning which is against the law, and he's not going to take it up. Because if he does take it up, the thing will amount to trying to concrete the electoral space. I don't think that approach is correct with due respect, because the very, very purpose of the existence of the law is to ensure that things are done in the proper way. So if on your own you have noticed, not only as a candidate, but as a member of a political party, that there is a particular political party that's actually violating the law, I think that you should not sleep on the rights you have to ensure that that kind of thing is not done. So if you do that, you are not going against the law. You are still operating within the ambit of the law. Because we cannot talk about democracy without the law. That said, I want to also say that the approach for me, to follow in this kind of situation is to prepare your case very, very strongly. If you are sure that everything that your party did is within the law and no law has been violated, get your team in place, go to court and you will win. Thankfully.
All right, thank you so much.
Thankfully, in our law, there is a prior court. There, of course, there is the Court of Appeal. There is the Supreme Court. If you don't get justice, or you think you don't get justice in one, you will definitely get justice in the other. So get your team in place and go and challenge what you are saying.
Okay.
Because that is the right approach. We should not be seen as wiggling or we are crying.
All right,
we
fantastic.
Have to get the team in place.
Kennedy Friday, thank you so much. We quite appreciate that contribution. Thank you so much, Kennedy Friday. And let me come. Maybe we'll take it from the last one. Perhaps it's asking, are you afraid of anything at all? Maybe that's the reason why you don't want to take on. You don't want to take on the People's Democratic Party. Yes.
Let me very sincerely thank Kennedy Friday. For his contribution this morning. You see, I said here, there is absolutely nothing to fear. But there is an infraction, yes.
Okay.
Just like St. Paul said, everything expedient is not lawful. It's not everything that is lawful that is expedient.
Mm-hmm.
There is an infraction. But what am I going to benefit if at the end of the day, for instance, the PDP's candidate, okay, is punished, or the party itself is punished by delisting the governorship candidate? Then the same thing that I am preaching, that we should not narrow the democratic space, is what I'll be guilty of. So yes, there's an infraction. I have decided to let it go. I have pointed it out to him, to the public. It's for the public to decide whether I am right or wrong. Mm-hmm. Is that an infraction? Yes. If it's an infraction, we have the provost marshals of a Nigerian democratic space who are also falling foul of a fundamental law. There's no controversy about that. But I have chosen, in his words, to sleep on my rights, just so that voters will have sufficient, enough options to choose from. So this our complaint every time of bad governance can either stop, or we realize that we are the ones who have brought bad governance on ourselves. So many people who are in positions today are in positions because in 2019 there was no contest. Yeah, if you go,
you think there was no contest?
Was there a contest? There was no contest. There was no contest as such. So most of the people who are there, when you go to the field like I have gone, and you listen to voters across board, they tell you, some people who are there today are there because there was no contest.
When you talk like this, Barrister Ezemoye Ezekiel Amadi, you're making me feel that someone like Boniface Merengwa, who is right there now, never faced contest. Is that what you're saying? And one of the caller asked you a question.
Yes.
And the question is, how ready are you to win the People's Democratic Party? And let me remind you, you're going to the Federal House of Representatives, yes, and Ikwere Emoha. This is a very big area, and this is one area that People's Democratic Party is very boastful of, and saying that they are in charge, they are in control.
Okay.
And looking at the local government chairman of Ikwere local government, Samuel Wonosike, who's, a lot of people have said is one of the best local government chairmen. So again, what do you really have? And you are talking like a gentleman. Let me end, with
Kennedy Friday. So my plea with him is, now he agrees with me that there is an infraction, and I have chosen to sleep on my right. Perhaps he could take up the matter, because he's also a citizen. He can take up the matter himself. Okay? Now, to the question you're asking me, that's the gentleman who asked if we can...
Do you think you can defeat the PDP? And that's exactly his question.
Segun, there is one thing that will happen in next year's election. And that is that a lot of voters out there are not going to vote based on party affiliations. People are going to vote candidates. People are going to vote candidates. Those who have been in those positions, okay, there will be a review of their performances. And those who are seeking to get into those positions, there will be a review of their antecedents. Now, review of performance, review of antecedents will bring about candidates being voted for across party lines. And if we have that, if we are able to achieve that, I do not see why we as an APC, will not win our elections in 2023.
Barrister Ezemoye, when you talk like this, I begin to laugh, because you and I know that particularly when it comes to politics in Rivers State, we say, who has morale? Do you have the morale?
Who? Me? Segun, are you asking me that question?
Do you have the morale?
Why don't you?
You're looking at Ikwere Emoha Federal Constituency.
If you ask me this question,
yes,
I am the candidate. I won't tell you here that I don't have the morale. I will tell you I have the morale. Okay? Why don't you do your own personal investigations, whether Ezemoye Ezekiel Amadi has the morale or not for Ikwere Emoha Federal Constituency? Do the investigation yourself. You're a journalist, you're a communicator. Do the investigation yourself, because I will answer you in the affirmative. I will always tell you, yes, I have the morale. If I don't have the morale, why am I saying allow candidates to run elections? Why am I not looking for shortcuts? Why am I not looking for to cut corners so that to get to Abuja? I'm saying everybody, every party, we should allow everybody run the race and let the people choose. Okay? Because I have the morale, because I know that I am a very formidable candidate in the Ikwere Emoha Federal Constituency. You can find out for yourself, and please do well to let us know whatever you find out.
All right, fantastic. Let's go to the telephone lines. We're speaking to Barrister Ezemoye Ezekiel Amadi. Is a candidate of the All Progressives Congress for Ikwere Emoha Federal Constituency in the coming election. And he's a lawyer, and he has a very strong case right now. He's filed a petition against Justice Stephen Dunlop Pam, and alleging that, look, you cannot sit over my matter, given the relationship that I know, allegedly know, against you with the governor. Quickly, let's take this one. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. Point Blank Saturday.
Good morning, Shegun, and good morning to your guests. My name is Mishak. I'm calling you from Transamadi.
Mishak, good morning.
Morning, Mishak.
Yes, good interactions, but I'm a bit concerned. Probably your guest can assuage my concerns this morning. Okay. This is a matter that is sub judice, and your guest is actually coming to air to pick on the judge, and you know that judges ordinarily don't have a right of reply on public spaces like this. I don't know. I'm a bit concerned because he knows that the judge can never have a right of reply on public spaces like this, and he's now cashing on that opportunity to demean the character of that particular court, and it's a bit worrisome for a candidate. He has actually did admit, especially with when even one of the callers called, that INEC did not actually monitor some units or whatever.
Well, maybe you didn't get him correctly. Well, I'm going to allow him to speak, but again, yes, go ahead.
Sir, so let me come to that.
Right.
Yeah. So he's going to clarify on that. So. It is also within the right of individuals, like he has also actually urged some individuals who felt aggrieved if the party, the PDP, is actually contravening the electoral act, that they should even go to court, take up the process. So it's also within the right of every political party and individual to also. No, Shegun, please please allow me. I'm not.
Go ahead.
Give me time, please. So it's also within the right of individuals and parties to also approach court to see. I mean, to the process the party that party PDP has taken is also a legal process, and in fact, it's something we even encourage. But coming on air, I mean, this way, it's a bit too. I don't know how I'm going to look at it.
Thank you so much. I think we're allowing you to talk. We just need to allow him to react to that.
Let's not hit up the polity unnecessarily.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I mean, it's not proper.
Mishak, thank you so much. Now he's talking about hitting out the part. Maybe
Shegun and Mishak. I don't know if Mishak listened to everything I have said here so far, and I hope I'm being recorded so that it could be replayed someday.
Yeah.
I have come here to give facts. Facts. I have not made any comment on whether the matter is frivolous or whether it is petty or whether it is this or it is that. I'm only giving the facts. The fact. I wrote a petition asking the judge to recuse himself. Fact. I gave reasons on why I gave the grounds for my application. Fact. The All Progressive Congress met all the requirements from the Electoral Act towards her congresses and her primaries. Fact. Everything I have said here is fact. I haven't drawn any conclusions.
On the matter.
Good. Now, let me respond to him on the issue of saying that INEC did not monitor. That's not what I said. What I said is that INEC reports, the report which INEC wrote is that they monitored, like in Ikwere LGA, they monitored about 6 or 7 wards. And by the time they arrived in the remaining wards, by the time they arrived, that the congresses were done. They had finished the congresses. Not that the congresses did not hold. And the law says that INEC should only observe. INEC should observe after receiving the 21 days notice. Now, what another fact, what the PDP is saying in the matter is that because INEC did not monitor, this is DK Udenda, you heard him, that because INEC did not monitor and observe the congresses and the primaries, that the candidates are not valid candidates of the party. That's what they're saying. Now, I am saying here, the fact that INEC failed to observe the congresses should not, going by the Electoral Act, should not render the product of the congresses void. It should not. It shouldn't invalidate those congresses because it's not what the law says. Now, if we even say that the party did not give notice to INEC to observe the Congress, why were they in the other seven wards and they missed out 6 wards? So if INEC could not meet up with the program in those 6 wards, you put the blame, you punish me for that. No. And going further, another fact which I'm putting before you and listeners is that the law says they need 14 days if you are complaining about a particular event in a pre-election matter. You have 14 days from the day that event took place to file your action. Fact. Now, another fact is that these congresses we're talking about took place sometime in May. And then you filed your action in June. Facts. Are you within the 14 days or outside the 14 days? That's the question. You see, everything I have been doing here is to lay the bare facts down, not because I have come here to disparage anybody.
And certainly that will not be tolerated anyway. Let's just come back because I have a lot of people waiting to call us. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Shegun.
Could you turn on the volume on your radio set so we can have a proper communication? Yes, good morning.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Shegun?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Good News. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Good news, good morning. Your question.
Thank you. I'm Commissioner Duty, sir.
Thank you, boss.
Yes, this is not about questioning. It is what it is. I must not be a lawyer to know that when somebody slaps me, I go to court against you. It's a simple fact. Send notice to INEC. Give them their normal date. The law did not say that if you send and INEC did not respond, that you should not do your program. No, it is for the parties to send their own notice to INEC, informing them according to the law. Now, if INEC said they will not come, it is not our problem. That is one. Number 2, the way the judge, I was in court last time, the way the judge was taking the matter, he does not even want the lawyers of the APC to even talk. Anyone that raised his can't speak as if he is the one doing the case. I think that was the reason why the Honorable Commissioner there said that he should report himself.
Okay.
Come on, to tell you that 14 days has passed from when they're supposed to file. What is he supposed to do? Strike up the case. But
all right, thank you so much. Good news. Thank you so much. Well, again, we don't want you to make or substantiated claims there. Let's just leave it at that. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Chego. Good morning, your guest.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Alfred Adoyen Allison.
Good morning, sir.
I just want to ask a few questions to the former Honorable Commissioner. Now, my first question is that when you write to INEC, I believe that you would have stated the duration from 10 o'clock to so that's when you do your primaries. Is that true, sir?
Well, the Electoral Act says give 21 days notice. It didn't say. It didn't.
No. When you write to them,
it didn't.
Okay.
The Electoral Act didn't tell us what the content of the notice should be. So
okay, so INEC could have come by 10 p.m. to want to monitor your election. Is that what you're saying too?
I mean, conventionally, no party primary will go on, or Congress will go on till 10 p.m. now.
Let me leave that. It appears that that is you are appropriating and reprobating. But let me leave that. Let me go to the next question, sir. For a seasoned lawyer like you, I know you very well.
Yes, sir.
I am particularly worried that you come to the public and say that a judge of the Federal High Court is calling somebody in an open court, my friend. I know the implication of that, my brother. What we are doing is politics, but I want it to have some limit. Okay? This is what I would think is that since you agree that you want a fair ground for everybody to contest and win, let us vote and get our governor or House of Rep members. You do not want to go to court that the PDP is breaking the rules. First of all, let me lay my foundation. I'm a PDP man, but I'm speaking to you honestly, frontally. Go to the court and let the court take a decision. Make your case. If the judge shuts you down, you go to appeal. It's not something that you come to the radio and begin to...
That's what
That's what I'm doing now. That's what we're doing.
No, but you are impugning on the man's character, on the honorable. Yes, by saying that he has a friend, the same set of people who did this, the same set of people who did this.
What you
are
should
you
find
telling me
out,
that you do not have a friend who is a judge or a justice or a magistrate in this country?
What you should find out is what I said. Is it correct? Is it true or not? Is what I said, is it true or not?
All right, Alfred.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, again, we don't want Barrister Simoye Ezekiel to repeat it. He has given you the facts according to the way he says it. And again, Barrister Simoye Ezekiel said he's not impugning on the personality of Justice Pam Dallo Pam. He has only stated his facts as the way he says it. Just one last call here. Good morning. Thank you for joining us, Point Blank.
Morning, Shegun.
Good morning.
Hello, Shegun.
Yes, good morning, sir. We're with you.
Yes, my name is Honorable Adum Chinano.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Greetings to Honorable Barrister Ezekiel Madam.
Thank you, sir.
Please, I want to, the question anyway. I'm a Nigerian. I'm aligning with what Ezekiel Amadi has said so far. It is not the first time. There have been instances in court where people protested and said, look, I am not comfortable with this particular magistrate or this judge. It has happened severally in Nigeria. All the judge needs to do to show to the whole world that he does not have interest anywhere is to recuse himself, like Basamadi requested. Please, I wouldn't want, it already seems to be biased in that matter. So all he has to do is to wash up his hands and say, look, this matter can be transferred to any other court. But
All right.
It is not a bad thing.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We don't want to dwell too much about that because, you see, again, Barrister Simoye Ezekiel has made his opinion known and he has stated the fact as it is. But again, I'm just going to dwell a little bit on why you want to go into the House of Representatives. And I know, because I'm also a journalist, that, well, you seem to have a good rapport with the current occupant of that seat. That is talking about Boniface Emerengwa.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So why do you think he has failed? Or why do you think you are the person that can occupy that seat?
He like you said, he's my friend. We have very good rapport, and I will always owe him respect. In fact, tons of respect. I will always owe him tons and tons of respect. But he has taken his chance. Well, his chances. He has been there more than once. Mm-hmm. Okay? So why don't we try somebody else?
Is that the reason why you want to go? Or do you think he's not effective? No, because again, he could have been. I mean, this is not a position that has limits.
If you, as a voter, here, you're saying he's not effective, then
I'm not saying it's not effective. Okay. I'm only saying that. Okay. Are you planning to go because you feel, well, he has been there long, or you think he has not represented you well enough and there are some things he has not done that you can do?
Yeah, of course. He's not. There's nobody who can do everything in an office. So he has taken, as I say, he has taken the chances. He has done his best. So I also want to go and showcase my own best.
So what more do you want to do that you think he has not done?
Shegun,
because if he has been effective, there's no need to change him.
Let me let the cat out of the bag.
True.
The business of the House of Representatives, the lower chamber of the National Assembly, is to make laws. Mm-hmm. I do not want to go and make laws. I want to go there and bring benefits to our people. There are lots and lots of benefits there in Abuja. I have worked in that place. I worked there for 4 years as a special assistant on legal matters. Mm-hmm. I know the workings of the National Assembly, of the House of Reps particularly. So I want to go there using my identity as an honorable member for Ikwerre-Imo Federal Constituency to bring employment opportunities, to bring empowerment programs to the people. See, if it is making laws, we have enough laws. Mm. We have enough laws. If I spend 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, 16 years in National Assembly, and I do not contribute to one bill, okay, or to the making of any act, and yet I am able to bring employment opportunities, and I'm able to provide opportunities for the constituents to be empowered, I will die a fulfilled man.
So
It's
this
not
is,
about lawmaking.
for you, this is what Barrister Merengwa is not doing.
Shegun, you say so.
I didn't say so. I'm asking you.
No, you're saying so.
I'm asking you. You feel this is what he's not doing?
But you check it now. You look at it now. Check. You have friends in the constituency. You can ask them. You can ask them. If he has done that, well, okay. I also want to have the opportunity. Let the voters also give me an opportunity to do mine, and let us see which and who is better.
You know, I just have about 4 minutes more, and I cannot fail but ask you this question because you see, you are well known as the unifier. In fact, in your political party, they call you the empowerment machine. They call you the unifier. How come your party is not unified and you're not unifying your party?
You know, the truth is that there comes in times of war, there will hardly be unity. Now, at times like this, when, for instance, the former minister, Honorable Right Honorable Chibike Rotimi Amechi, did not get the ticket, the presidential ticket of the party. At times like this, when people's interests move further to the front burner, it's difficult to unify. This is the season. It is the season for protection of personal interests. It becomes difficult to unify. Not that we're not trying our best. When, for instance, you do not get involved in the internal misunderstandings of the party, then you're also contributing to unifying the party. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out always, all the time. This season, like we say in soccer, in football circles, okay, this is the season of transfer. So people are moving, yes, the same way that players are moving from Arsenal, from Manchester City to Arsenal. That's the same way you have chieftains move from party A to party B. Yeah, this is the season. If you check, at this time in 2027, I'm right, there will still be similar movements, you know, there will still be similar movements in the polity. You cannot help it. You cannot help it. All you do is prepare for it. Every time you prepare for it.
Barrister Ismail Skemade, I have less than 60 seconds. And you were a former commissioner for Lands and Survey, River State. In 30 seconds, rate this present administration, particularly in this area of infrastructure development, because this is one thing you did while you were the commissioner in River State.
Shegun.
Yes.
You know, if you're asking me a question that I should answer in 30 minutes, you're asking me to answer it in 60 seconds. But let me ask you. I will answer it by asking you.
No, unfortunately, I don't answer questions. I only ask questions.
Yeah, maybe, okay, take it as a rhetoric question.
Okay.
Now, don't we need education sector? Do we not need health? Do we not need personal development programs, especially for the youths, for the younger ones? Don't we need it? Don't we need to create opportunities for the less privileged to also have their children go to Ivy League schools? Don't we? Don't we need agriculture? Don't we? So it is in your closet before you sleep tonight. You put this question I asked you together, this rhetoric question, and then answer it yourself within you.
Okay, just I have my 20 seconds more to wrap up all of this. What do you have for your people? 20 seconds, please.
They should remain committed to the ideals of the party. Nobody should lose sleep that we will not be on ballot. Anybody who is saying that what happened in 2018 will happen again next year and will not be on the ballot, that is a voice from the pit of hell. And we should say to that voice, shut up.
Barrister Ismail Skemade, a member of the APC contesting Ikure Federal Constituency and a former commissioner in River State. Thank you so much for coming on Point Blank. We quite appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you so
my
much.
Huge pleasure.
Thank you so much. And that's Point Blank this Saturday. Do join us next week for another edition of Point Blank.